The House will come to order. Prayer by the chaplain.
Let us pray. O most wonderful, loving, and grounding presence of the universe, who is called by many names and is the one that brings us to a sense of hope, meaning, and purpose, we all come before you today in gratitude for the privilege of attending to the well-being of our community. Now I pray that you would graciously grant these, the humble servant of your people, the following: wisdom to govern amid the conflicting interests and issues of our times, a sense of the welfare and true needs of all of our people, a keen thirst for justice and fairness, the confidence in what is good and fitting in the process, the ability to work together in harmony even when there is honest disagreement, the willingness to hear all voices on all sides, a personal peace in their own lives and joy in their tasks, and that overall they will always seek to act in accordance with what is the best for their communities and their fellow citizens. Finally, I pray for the agenda set before them today, and that their individual faiths and/or grounds of being gives each of them the strength to act honestly and well to the benefit of all of us who live and work in our beloved state of Minnesota. And this prayer is indeed prayed from the deepest parts of our hearts. Amen.
The chaplain for today is Reverend Denise Dunbar Perkins, Chair of Presbytery Leadership, Presbytery of the Twin Cities, and chaplain at Abbott Northwestern, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Pledge of Allegiance. Please remain standing and recite the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. The clerk will take the roll. The clerk will close the roll. Quorum is present. Clerk will read the journal of the preceding day.
Journal of the House, 90th Session, 2017, 25th day, St. Paul, Minnesota, Tuesday, March 7th, 2017.
If there is no objection, further reading of the journal will be dispensed with, and the journal will be approved as corrected by the Chief Clerk. Hearing no objection, the journal is approved as corrected by the Chief Clerk. Members, we have a special birthday in the chamber today. Please join me in wishing a happy birthday to our Chief Clerk, Patrick Murphy.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Oh, boy.
Reports of standing committees and divisions. A copy of this order of business has been placed on each member's desk. If there's no objection, the reports will be adopted. Hearing no objection, the reports are adopted.
Love to hear that.
Second reading of House files.
Second reading House File number 676.
Second reading.
Second reading House File 712.
Second reading.
Second reading House File 1101.
Second reading.
Second reading House File 1117.
Second reading.
Second reading House File 1202.
Second reading.
Second reading House File 1400.
Second reading.
Second reading House File 1511.
Second reading.
Second reading House File 1542.
Second reading.
Second reading House File 1581.
Second reading.
Second reading House File 1876.
Second reading.
And second reading House File 2096.
Second reading. Introduction of bills. The following House files have been offered for introduction today. The Chief Clerk will report the House files and give them their first reading.
Introduction and first reading of House Files 2222 through 2272.
First reading, House files 2222 through 2272. Motions and resolutions. There are copies of the non-controversial motions at the House desk and online. If there's no objection, we'll take action on these motions first. Hearing no objection, the motions prevail. There are two motions at the desk. The clerk will report the motions.
Uglum moves that House File number 2088 be recalled from the Committee on Taxes and be re-referred to the Committee on Environment and Natural Resources Policy and Finance.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Recognize the member from Hennepin, Representative Uglum. Introduce your motion.
I would like to move that House File 2088 be recalled from the Committee on Taxes and re-refer to the Committee on Environment and Natural Resources, Policy and Finance. Mr. Speaker, I've talked to both chairmen, and they're in accordance with this.
Discussion on the Uglum motion. Representative Hansen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Would Representative Uglum?
He will yield. Representative Hansen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Representative Uglum, could you maybe describe a little bit on what the bill is and why it's coming back?
Representative Uglum.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Representative Hansen, yes, this is the bill that we deal with all the time. It's the SCORE bill, the solid waste bill with the counties.
Any further discussion on the motion?
Okay.
Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor of adoption signify by saying aye. Those opposed, no. The motion prevails.
Lee moves that House File number 2206 be recalled from the Committee on Government Operations and Elections Policy and be re-referred to the Veterans Affairs Division.
I recognize the member from Hennepin, Representative Lee, to introduce your motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. House File 2206 establishes a day to recognize Hmong people who assisted the United States during the Vietnam War, and I have spoken with the two chairs, and they're okay with this motion.
Any discussion on the Lee motion? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed, no. The motion prevails.
Hornstein moves that House File number 934 be recalled from the Committee on Transportation and Regional Governance Policy and be referred to the Committee on Transportation Finance.
Recognize the member from Hennepin, Representative Hornstein, to introduce your motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, this is a bill related to cities' financing of transportation projects. It was referred to the Transportation Policy Committee. It should go to Finance, and I've talked to both chairs, and it seems like it's okay.
Any discussion on the Horenstein motion? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed, no. The motion prevails. Announcements. The member from Hennepin, Representative Hortman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, women in the chamber who would like to have a picture will gather at the end of session in the speaker's rostrum for a photo.
Any further announcements? The member from Ramsey, Representative Moran.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have a point of personal privilege.
State your point of personal privilege.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We have a former legislator in the chamber this afternoon, Representative Betty Folliar. She has been a strong advocate and leader around women's rights and the ERA, and currently resides in St. Paul. But I'd like for us to give her a warm welcome this afternoon. Thank you.
Announcements. The member from Nicollet, Representative Johnson C.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. Just a friendly reminder that today is Mankato Day in St. Paul. You'll see many of my neighbors around. I hope you get to have a conversation with them. Take a look at the publication that's been distributed in your mailboxes, and come join us for a snack and some beverages tonight at the Intercontinental Hotel from 4:30 to 6. Thank you.
Announcements. The member from Hennepin, Representative Pepin.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that when the House adjourns today, it adjourns until 10 a.m. Thursday, March 9th, 2017.
Representative Pepin moves that when the House adjourns today, it adjourns until 10 o'clock a.m. on Thursday, March 9th, 2017. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. The motion prevails. The member from Hennepin, Representative Pepin.
I move that the House do now adjourn.
Representative Pepin moves that the House do now adjourn. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. The motion prevails, and the House stands adjourned until 10 o'clock a.m. on Thursday, March 9th, 2017.